Week 16, we're in the playoffs. The NFL fantasy playoffs are upon us. A lot of drama happened in week 15 in order to get us here. There were decisions made, decisions regretted. There were points left on the bench. There were points all over the place. Wins, losses, and people are now in the playoffs, and there are some people that are not in the playoffs. So let's first of all have a quick recap of week 15 by taking a look at week 15's entourage. So Vinny Chase, the star of the show, has to be Mark Andrews. I mean, come on. Like, what a star performance. He was the star of the Baltimore offense last week. He had a career day. He took the Indianapolis Colts to another win. They didn't quite get into the top spot, but it did secure their place in the playoffs. So yeah, you got to give him the star of the show. I do realise that Travis Kelce scored more points, but he was on a losing team. Sorry, Suns. Oh. Anyway, the drama this week, Cooper Kupp cemented the Legion's claim to the playoffs as well, and proving time and time again that he is the fucking game, pal. And then we had Turtle, Dalton Schultz, tight end for Dallas. He did a way better than expected job. 12.70, leading the Gorillas to a win over the mighty Harlots, which didn't do enough to knock the Harlots out of the playoffs, to be fair. But yeah, I don't really know much about Dalton Schultz, but he did. That was way more than I would expect from a Dallas tight end in this day and age. Anyway, the Ari Gold Jeremy Piven Diversity Acting Range Award goes to the Cowboys D. They were instrumental in the Baltimore Ravens claim to the playoffs because they ended up getting the win, and that was largely due to the Cowboys defense, who got 1 sack, 5 takeaways, and a touchdown of their own. So they're literally doing it all. Their range is so diverse. Their range is as diverse as Jeremy Piven's acting range, and the terrible E award goes to Ryan Suckup. Okay, look, so we don't expect a lot from kickers, do we? But 0? Come on, man. Come on. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. So, as I said, the playoffs are set. We've got a top 4 in the Orion Bowl 2021 Fantasy NFL season. The number 1 seed goes to Legion of Hope. They are the new belt holders. Congratulations to you. I'm not quite sure how the tiebreaker worked out, but the computer gave it to you over the Colts, so clearly there's something in there. And commiserations to the Colts. I know you wanted that top spot, and you did everything that you could do. Unfortunately, the Legion of Hope also got a win in week 15 as well, which left them on the top spot, but he still had an incredible season. Being able to stay into the playoffs with the injuries that you've sustained on your team is nothing short of remarkable, and well done. Well done to everybody this season. It's been so close, honestly, and there's some teams that have had some injury problems, and as teams always do, it's the nature of fantasy NFL, but it's been very close all the way to the end. It's like there weren't too many teams eliminated from the playoff runnings until the final week. So congratulations to everybody, but especially to you, Indianapolis Colts, because after losing King Henry, you had a tough run, but you've managed to kind of still put together a very, very, very good team, a very playoff-worthy team. So I'm playing it this week. I look forward to it. And then we've got the Baltimore Ravens, the mighty Baltimore Ravens. What can I say? We are now no longer, we can no longer be the toilet bowl. We're no longer, it's impossible. The worst that can happen now is that we finish 4th. That's the worst that can happen. So this is going in the bin. Well, it's not going in the bin. It's going to get whoever's name wins it this season engraved on it at the engraving ceremony at some point in the future. But that's all got to be decided, when we see the people tanking for first pick. But I'd also like to add that going from the worst team last year, we not only have we made the playoffs this year, so I'm very, very happy with that. We only just scraped into the playoffs, but I don't know how, because we've actually set a new season high record for points scored. 1,685.6 scored for us. That's nearly 100 more than the second place, who was Legion of Hope. So come on, let me off. A little bit of credit where it's due. Come on, you don't put up those kind of numbers by accident. It's mostly due to Taylor, to be fair. And then we have the San Diego Harlots coming in at the 4th spot. They didn't get the win in week 15, but they did enough throughout the season just to keep just into the playoffs. And so that is the playoffs. That is the playoffs. Congratulations all. Commiserations to those who missed out. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how it plays out. We're going to see most of it this week. So let's have a penultimate look at coaches' questions. So, one email in. How do you feel about the regular season performance for the Baltimore Ravens? Well, you know what? I'm ecstatic. I'm absolutely ecstatic. You know, we had a tough season last year. We ended up with the toilet bowl trophy. But, let's be fair. Look, we've now gone from that to setting a new season record. A new record for the league. In the history of the league, no team has scored more than the Baltimore Ravens have done this year. All of our offensive players, our brilliant decision making, our team of mantises have feasted. They feasted like mantises all season, and yet we still only just scraped into the playoffs. Fucking ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? It's just like it just goes to show how competitive it's been this year that I can put up those kind of numbers and still only just scrape into the playoffs by the skin of my teeth. Do you know what I mean? It's a fucking outrage. Right, so let's have a look at what the matchups are doing this week. So we've got, I think this is second versus third. You've got Baltimore Ravens taking on the Indianapolis Colts in the first round of the playoffs. Now, this one's going right down to the wire. This is going to be ridiculous. Kyler Murray had an okay game, but a really good decision there from the Colts was to put AJ Brown in. I know that he only got activated last minute because I actually had him in my other league where I put him in at 109 and the game kicked off at 110, and he went for 20 points, which is a really, really decent score. So yeah, he's done well there. And my other I've had a few players play so far up to 57.10, which isn't bad. I picked up Chase Edmonds in place of Elijah Williams. Eli Mitchell was out. No, James Conner. James Conner was inactive. That was for the Cardinals. And so I put Chase Edmonds in, and that seemed to pay off. Taylor didn't get held. He got held without a touchdown, but he still went for 108 yards, so that's not the end of the world. Deebo Samuel had a lovely game. Michael Pittman Jr., not the greatest game, not setting the world on fire, but 8.5 is far from a disaster. It's been pretty even sledging so far, and I have decided this week, last minute decision, I'm putting in Pat Mahomes. I'm putting Pat Mahomes in purely because, look, Tyreek Hill has been activated, and obviously the Indianapolis Colts have got Tyreek Hill, and they are going to be putting him in. So basically, I'm doing some damage limitation in my head. If Tyreek Hill has a huge game, at least that means that Pat Mahomes has a huge game. If Tyreek Hill has a shit game, Pat Mahomes might have had a shit game, but at least Tyreek Hill would have had a shit game. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like, yeah, for Tyreek Hill to have a huge game, he'll need Pat Mahomes to be throwing to him. And that will mitigate the damage, hopefully. I did agonise over that decision because I do feel like, to a certain extent, Matt Stafford has the better matchup, who is my reserve QB. But in order to cover off the monster game from Tyreek Hill, I'm doing a bit of strategy. I'm putting Pat Mahomes in. And and we'll see if I live to regret that decision. I probably will. I'm probably going to be talking about this next week. Like, why? Why did I do that? God damn it. But that's part of the fun, isn't it? Best of luck to you, Colts. May the best team win. It seems like it's going to be a very, very closely run game. So then you've got number 1 seed versus number 4 seed, Legion of Hope versus the San Diego Harlots. Now this is already got points on the board, 36.58 to 36.50. They've both got a similar amount of players left, to be fair. Aaron Rodgers under 20, that's not ideal. Wilson 11, Gould 5. That's not bad. It's not terrible. Kittle had a terrible game. That's not good. Kittle and the 49ers defense really did let the Harlots down. But you've got to feel like Devontae Adams has pulled that back slightly because he's put up 23.4 on his own. So look, the Harlots are going to have to really dig deep here. It looks like the Legion are probably the favourites to win this one. So I would have to lean towards the Legion. Look at, we've got Cooper Kupp, we've got Mixon, and I mean, Wilson didn't have the bet, like Joey, that's a replacement for Cook, so at least the door is open there. So who knows really. Look, may the best team win. I'm going to say the same things I said in my bracket as well. I'm not going to make a pick. I'm just going to say, look, may the best team win. I'm just going to really enjoy seeing how it all plays out. And at this point, it's just, yeah, no, congratulations both teams for a wonderful season. And yeah, let's see who ends up in the final. I really can't wait to find out. And then we've got Dallas Stray Gorillas against the Coach's Sons in the first of the tank off. Are you guys tanking for first pick? I don't know. No one's really specified, but I mean, if it was me, I'd be tanking for first pick right now, because I mean, I had a go at it last year and I ended up with the toilet bowl trophy, so maybe it's not the best idea. But yeah, obviously Williams is down with COVID and the Gorillas have left him in. So maybe he is tanking for that first pick. Do you know what I mean? Because that's a smart thing to do. If you just play all your players that have got COVID, you're guaranteeing yourself a loss. It puts you in the bracket to play for that coveted first pick on final day next week. And so far, it looks like the tank off. The only one of the teams is playing somebody that's currently ineligible, which is the Coach's Sons. Not the Coach's Sons, the Dallas Stray Gorillas. So I am going to say that the Dallas Stray Gorillas are the favourites to win that trash off. Although the Colts defence have really not done very much for the Suns there. I mean, yeah, I think that Dallas Stray Gorillas lose that one, and got the team with no name against Baby got first pick. A lot of points on the board already. Well, 33.10 for Baby got first pick. That he got first pick last year. He engineered it brilliantly. It was a brilliantly engineered run to tank for that first pick, but not be so trash that you lose in the final game, because you need to win that final game in order to get the first pick. It's what keeps it kind of exciting. Nick Chubb might have hurt his chances of doing that, though. I wouldn't have played Nick Chubb, but it depends what you're doing. Depends what I would have played. I'd have played all the guys that were out personally. It doesn't look like you're tanking very well at all. But team with no name, it seemed to be tanking without any effort at all as well. They've got, Dylan on 5 and Prater on 4. Oh dear. But I think in terms of tanking, I think the team with no nameth will tank the best, and they will end up in the coveted bracket to try and make sure that they get that first pick, which is easier said than done. Of just spitting all over my laptop there, just nothing new. But anyway, good luck to everybody, whether you're in the playoffs or whether you're tanking for first pick, or maybe you're not tanking for first pick. Maybe you want to avoid the horrible toilet bowl trophy there. In any event, I hope you had a lovely Christmas and have a great New Year if I don't see you, and I'll see some of you throughout the week. But yeah, either way, and for those that I have picked for, prove me right. Those that I've picked against, prove me wrong. It's been a hell of a season. I've had a great time, and I hope you've all enjoyed it as well. And yeah, we'll check in next week to see who's in the final and make maybe some predictions for the final. Who knows? But yeah, either way, catch you next time.